Hello, beautiful people. It's Sinderfam. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be checking this video from whatever podcast. Together, let's check it out.
Then kind of my idea behind submission is that modern women are against it. They kind of will pretend that they're for submitting, but they actually think that they're supposed to be leaders and men are, they're going to submit to you. In other words, if you're worthy of submission, whatever the that means, and generally it's going to just be a deference back to them. So it's this kind of leader followership dynamic, or leader follower dynamic that works this way. You can lead and I will follow as long as you do everything that I say.
Oh,
and you can lead me.
there's this great thing from The Office that we've played before. Lead me. Hold on, I'm going to try to find it and we can react to it. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. So my chat reminded me. This is in regards to a fight. So wait until there's a fight. You're both going at it, right? And, she's pissed at you. The next day, the whole day she's pissed at you. Will she still bow at the door and make the noodles? That's the key in, right? The key in isn't whether or not, oh, everything is great and it's fantastic, and he bought me the fucking nice dress that I love, and everything is perfect. But when it's not perfect, when it's not perfect, when it's not great, do you still have dinner on the table, served up that way? That's the tell.
I got away with everything under the last boss, and it wasn't good for me at all. So I want guidance. I want leadership. But don't just boss me around, lead me. Lead me when I'm in the mood to be led.
That's women, bro.
Well, that is a version or ideology of many women. They want to be led when they want, when they want the man to lead them only when they are ready. As the woman is ready. Uh, a version of submission is when she is ready, she's gonna submit to you. She's not doing it because it's a duty or because she is supposed to submit, but rather when she wants to, she can submit. So can a man also up and pick and choose to provide when he wants to, or if he wants to, he can decide or he's going to provide when he's ready to or when he wants to? Because obviously on the woman's part, majority of the time the woman don't want to play her part, because lots of women find this word submission to in a way where the man is being domineering over her. But I mean, one party is supposed to lead and the other is supposed to follow, right? That's how it's supposed to work, right? Not two heads or two people leading each other, because if two people are leading each other, it's going nowhere.
Well, maybe I can ask the panel this. It's kind of a paradox. So first and foremost, I would just kind of concede that probably most women, if they agree with the idea of submission, only agree with it from a religious purview. So I'll just kind of grant that that's true. But the idea here is just this. If you are to obey and you are the servant of the relationship and the man is the leader, if you question how he serves as the leader, how are you not the leader? That's the question. It kind of becomes this paradox. So starting with Savannah, right? Because I haven't picked on you nearly enough tonight, and I've been really trying to up my game on picking on you a little bit here. So would you, for the right man, submit to the man?
Submit like how? Like do anything for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I would, 100%.
Anything.
Yeah, anything.
What if you had disagreements with how he led you and led your family?
Like, what do you mean, what did he do to my family?
Well, he doesn't do anything. You just have disagreement. Like, for instance, let's give you an easy one. You're a stay-at-home mom. There's a school which is very close, but he wants the kids to go to a school which is much further away. This does not, from your purview, track in your relationship. You don't want to drive the additional hour to drop the kids off at the school. He insists that you must. And he doesn't want to hear it. Your objections, they're noted, but he doesn't give a fuck. You need to take those kids because he says so.
Is it a special school? Like, is it a Christian school or what?
Not a special school. You think that the other school is better, in fact. You think the one closer is even better. He disagrees.
I feel like there would probably be an argument there.
Yeah, there's an argument, but he says, I'm not going to argue. I just don't care what you think on this particular topic.
Well,
I want those kids to go to that school.
if I'm a stay-at-home mom and if I don't really have too much going on, then I wouldn't mind driving. But like
Yeah,
further
but
difference.
he's dismissing the entirety of your opinion. He doesn't care that it doesn't work. You think, this just doesn't fit with my schedule perfectly. But if they were just at this closer school, it would. And he gives you no justification. He doesn't give you a reason. He says, I'm not going to give you a reason, and I don't care about your objections. That's the school they're going to. Are they going to that
I
school?
wouldn't want to be with somebody like that. I wouldn't.
Right. That's fair. Okay.
Like,
so then
all.
moving to Gabby.
So he's my husband.
Yeah.
I'm gonna obey.
Okay. Moving to Maddie.
I wouldn't be married to someone.
So Maddie wouldn't be married to a guy like that? Kendra?
No.
Can you like say the question again?
So we'll start with the base. Would you submit to a man?
Sure.
Okay. So the idea here is that your husband says to you, you're the stay-at-home mom, right? There's a school which is close. You think that the school which is close to you is better and it's more convenient for you to take the kids to that school. The man says, okay, but I want you to take these kids to the school which is an hour away, which is highly inconvenient for you in your schedule. And he says, I'm going to give you zero justification. You just need to do it.
I mean, I would hope my only reason wouldn't be just convenience for the school. I would hope that I know where I would be sending my kids.
No, you think it's better. You think it's better than the other one, for sure.
Like educationally?
Sure. You think educationally and everything else, you think it's better.
I mean, I would just ask him to give me a reason.
Yeah, no, but he says, no, I'm not going to give you a single justification. I don't need to. You need to obey.
I'm going to say you do need to give me a reason because it's my child
Right.
too.
Okay, right. So then moving over to Emma.
I would not obey. It'd be a very,
You would not obey. Okay, hang on. Fair enough.
Wait,
Alex?
it would be what?
a very serious conversation about the relationship.
Okay.
Okay. Alex?
So I wouldn't blindly obey like that.
Right. Okay. And then moving over to Turkish.
Can I be honest? I think I'm more of the dominant type, but I think for the right person, I'm willing to come to an agreement, a communication. Like we discuss. I'm very like communication.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He just, in this case, his foot's down. He doesn't want the kids to go to that one. He wants to go to the other one, and he's going to give you no justification. And that's the end of the argument. That's the end of it. They're going to that school, and that's the end of it.
Low-key, I think if I'm actually really in love, I just listen to him. Like when I love someone, I'm like, if that's gonna make you happy, I guess, yeah,
Okay.
for the right man.
I'm glad she added that.
So you see why in modernity, when women say submission, that they'd be willing to submit, I actually don't fucking believe them. I don't actually believe them. I don't.
And also to add to that, for some women, they will submit to a guy depending on the type of guy. So they weigh their options and they'll measure how much they like the guy and be like, oh, well, I'm willing and ready to like brush this off. They're not 100% submitting in that sense, but they're like, okay, I'm willing, I'm just going to let you have this. But of course, they're going to use a way or devise a way where you're also gonna as a man you're also gonna want to give up something for them. So in that way or in that sense, they're just gonna weigh the options to look at, okay, where are they gonna get you? So for some women it's transactional, for some women they are 100% gonna submit. But with the current society we live in and modern women, 100% submitting to a man, nah, it's sometimes it's questionable. Like they want the man to lead when they are ready, they want the man to lead, and let them be the ones um directing when to be led, not the man taking the lead on his own. They want to have an undertone to the leadership, if that makes sense.
Can I
I think
explain?
that it's submission with qualifiers. It's submission with if you're doing the things I think you should be doing, then I'll submit. I don't really believe that modern women will submit to modern men, even if they have all the faith in the world in him. That if they kind of put the ultimatum up where the woman says, "Wait, I just don't like this," and they say, "Okay, I don't care," and that's the end of it. They seem to become very, very, very upset by that, and that is not submission from my perspective.
Well, it takes away their agency completely, and I mean, it kind of belittles them as a person.
So
Fair?
But if he's your husband, I imagine that you thought it through before you married him. So you know,
Yes.
like, hey, if he's going to make the calls, I trust him.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like you still have to agree on kind of
Why?
the reason.
Why do
He's
you have
the
to do
leader.
why? So
No,
this is my whole thing, right? It's like, why, if this person is the leader, like imagine for a second that the general goes, "We're going to war, and here's what's going to happen." His second in command is like, "Can you tell me why we should do this?" And he's like, "'Cause I said we're doing it. That's fucking why we're doing it." Wouldn't that guy get like put up for disobedience, and he would, maybe perhaps even be flogged for disobedience, right? But it's like for some reason,
Atlas All Resources _ 33,413 donated $100. Married my husband when I was 19, he 25. Both military vets. A unit needs a leader. My husband is my leader. If we disagree, yes, I serve him dinner. Now 20 years later, still married.
Atlas, thank you very much.
And
for
God
the TTS.
bless you, Atlas sources, right? Because there's very few of you who are around anymore. But kind of back to this, like, so what? So what if you disagree? So what if he says, "Look, on this particular issue, I just don't give a fuck what you think. I just don't care. And you need to just kind of obey what I'm saying." That's not going to work for you, right? Alex?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it wouldn't work because if we are actually going to, I would like to know the reasoning behind it. That's really it.
You know what's funny? I don't even care from the secularist atheist perspective. I don't even care that they say that's not going to work and we need to be an endless dialogue and you need to comfort me and you need to make, you need to justify every decision. I don't even care, right? I think that that's fine. But I don't really understand it from the Christian worldview. That's the thing I've always tangled with Christian women, is why they think that's okay. Or why Muslim women would think it's okay. Or why, you know what I mean? Like their doctrines are very clear that it's not okay. I guess that's where I always come at it from.
Yeah, so not my argument. But you ladies take it away. No? Okay.
I mean, even Andrew, even if you don't take it that far, even if as the man you're more...
Yeah, but okay, I'm
Wait.
already mad at you though, man, because when you say that far, right, it kind of implies that this is going overboard, and I don't think it's going overboard. I think that this is less, kind of like less of an ask than about. I think it's less of an ask and about if you say, "I submit to you and I love you," and you say, "Okay, great, then obey me on this thing because it's important to me, and don't ask me a bunch of questions about it." I think it's less of an ask to ask that, and she goes, "Okay."
To be fair, though, I do agree with that specific aspect in the terms when both people have very similar views.
Well-
So it's like if they, in general, have, very similar views, like I'm sure you and
Yeah, I know.
I think submission in general, many women are not told or not taught how to submit to their husbands. Majority of the time, lots of women look at some relationship or look at how their mothers will be treated at home, fathers treat their mothers and all of that. And some children or some female child look at it and be like, oh, they don't like the way the mother is doing in this aspect and all of that. And some women don't even groom their girls or their um, daughters how to submit. Obviously, because I mean, some parents may, but obviously modern women or people are always in some women's ear and telling them, oh, don't let the man do this, don't let the man control you, don't let the man tell you. Because some women submission, in the sense, to them, they feel like, or they think submission is a man controlling them and them giving up their control or giving up control. In regards to what she said, yeah, people might get married and share the exact same views, but obviously I don't think everybody who gets married share the exact same views. Some people along the way, they started to like complement each other or blend each other to start to think alike in one way. So, well, majority of the time, some people disagree on different bases, but the essence is for them to come on a common ground to say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you on this because I trust your judgment on this. So I think another thing also has to do with trust, because obviously some women or many women are told or taught not to trust men. So that also boils down to them trusting the man's leadership. Because if you trust the man to lead you, you're not going to question it. You're obviously going to submit and trust his judgment. But if you don't trust him, you're going to second guess it. You're going to start asking questions and be like, okay, well, why are you telling me this? Why are you doing this? I want to know the reason. So to some women, you have to give them reasons why you're doing this, so they don't trust your judgment. So it has to be built on trust. Trust is the underlying bridge between leadership and submission.
You know, I'm
do,
not
Donna.
sure. I think as much as me and my wife, it's very interesting. People will say me and my wife almost seem like we're one person, right? They can't figure out where my views end and hers begin. We actually disagree on quite a bit. And I think that many people end up marrying people who disagree with them on quite a bit when it comes to various aspects of things which they consider to be practical or pragmatic, or how they want it done, or, you know, this type of thing. And it's like, who's the threshold breaker here? And always from kind of the secular woman's perspective, it's, well, we're just going to argue incessantly until we come to an agreement, even though we all know in reality that's not possible. That there's some disagreements that men and women will have in a relationship. They're not going to find they're not going to find that common ground. They're going to disagree to the point where that is not found. And so it's like somebody has to be deferred to here.
Yep. The point I was going to make is, and I mean, when I said that far, I think what I'm saying is, if you were to poll most modern men and modern women, whether it's through indoctrination, brainwashing, the what's the term for it? The cultural zeitgeist. I think they would say that it's too far. I don't think you think it's too far, Andrew. That's not even necessarily the point I'm trying to make. What I am trying to say, though, even if we don't take it that far, and it's sort of more of just a sort of general leadership, and if the man is willing to receive input and have prolonged conversations with his girlfriend or wife about perhaps a decision when it comes to the household or the children, even if he's willing to have these prolonged back and forth negotiations and conversations, there is this sort of trend that I've noticed that in general, it seems like women really like male leadership. They're attracted to it. They want a man who's a leader, but they are just not prepared to be followers. And that you cannot have a leader without somebody who's willing to be a follower. Both of you can't be leaders. Only one person can be a leader. Nothing gets done in a democracy. Nothing gets done by committee. So I just see these women, it's like almost on a biological evolutionary level, they're attracted to men who are dominant masculine leaders. But like in the programming, they fight against it and don't want to be followers. So I want a leader, but I don't want to follow. I'm attracted to this, but I'm also gonna question and be quarrelsome and not let you lead, but I'm attracted to it, but I'm still not gonna let you lead. but I'm attracted to it.
Leadership on their own terms. But again, this is an interesting conversation because obviously society, in fact, modern women today are fighting against women submitting to their husband, and lots of women are giving ear into it and also believing in the idea of not trusting the man or not trusting his judgment. Because if a man is were to question his wife, if your husband is to question his wife submitting to him, it's going to be a problem in the society. But I mean, it's not going to be a problem in the society if women are questioning the man's leadership or questioning if the woman is willing to submit, or at what time or what hour or what day is she willing and ready to submit to the man. This is an interesting topic regardless. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment down below. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I really love to share that. You can share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.